everybody. Hi. Hi. Hello. Welcome to my story time. Welcome. My name is Kate, and I'm a children's librarian at the Howe Library, and I'm so glad that you could join me today for my story time. We're going to read some books and sing some songs and have a good time today. So welcome, and I'm so glad that you could join me. A couple of announcements. Let's see. So the Howe Library book drop is open. Yay! So bring your books back. Finally, it's open. Bring your books back so we can get them safely processed. And we are hoping to start our curbside checkout on July 6th. That's the plan anyway. So keep an eye on the website and our newsletter for any posts about that. So we're really excited. We're going to get going here pretty soon. Really excited. So bring those books back, please. Thank you. And the other thing is that starting today, I'm going to be adding, in addition to my my regular storytime books, I'm going to be adding one book each week that celebrates our differences. I think this is a really good time to explore all the ways that we're different from one another, different languages that we speak, we might look different, we might sound different, we might wear different clothes, but also how we're the same, how inside we just want to be loved and accepted for who we are. So for the next several weeks, months maybe, I'm going to be adding a book to explore that a little bit. So I'm really excited. Let's see. So let's get started with our opening song. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, wiggle your nose. If you'd like to read a book, wiggle your nose. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, wiggle your nose. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. If you'd like to read a book, flap your wings. Flap, flap, flap. If you'd like to read a book, flap your wings. Flap, flap, flap. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, flap your wings. Flap, flap, flap. Great, thank you. And to start off, so if any of you with me last week, we were talking about gardens and worms. Remember all those really cool facts that I gave you about worms? Like worms have no eyes and all that stuff. Well, I was kind of sad when I went out that morning to find some worms. It's been so dry lately that the worms have gone down really deep to get out of the heat and find some moisture, I guess. And so I could only find these really pathetic little scrimpy worms. So I went to the store and I bought some Canadian crawlers. These are for fishing. I just wanted to show you. Oop, they're going under the dirt. Must be getting warm for them. But here are some. Talk about worms. Yeah, look at that worm. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Big and long and thick and healthy. And remember we talked about how you have to be really careful when you hold a worm because they breathe through their skin and they also have photosensitive skin so they can see things almost. And so you have to be really careful. But I wanted to show you these big, beautiful worms, how big worms can get. So anyway, had to do that. Now I get to go fishing, I guess. Yay, that'll be good. So the other day I was out on a walk with my friend and I found this on the ground. You see that? Anybody know what that is? Yeah, it's a bird nest. It's a bird nest. Isn't that beautiful? Just look at that construction. Well, look how that's constructed. It's got dried grasses and it's got some bark. Might even have some hair and leaves. It's all woven together. It's amazing construction. Just amazing to think that the mama bird and sometimes the father bird do that all with their beaks and their feet. And they build these nests high up in a tree often, and they lay their eggs, and they raise their babies in this nest, and they build a new one every year. This one I found on the ground, so that's why I picked it up to bring home to show you. You never want to bother a nest because if it's in a tree or in a bush or something like that, because it might have eggs in it, and that would be really upsetting for the parents. But if it's on the ground and there's no eggs in it, you're pretty sure that if it's safe to pick it up and take a look at it and maybe take it home if it doesn't have any eggs in it, for sure. So I just wanted to show you that. And I had the other year I found a bluebird egg that was on the ground. Sometimes when you go around, you might find if you look closely, you might find a beautiful, beautiful shell like this. This one was whole, but my lovely beagle, Bluebell, came and ate it yesterday morning. I heard this crunch, crunch, crunch. I had left it out on the table and she was eating this. Darn it. But this was a bluebird egg. It was whole, but it had been abandoned. The parents weren't able to raise it, and I found it on the ground years ago. But isn't that the most beautiful blue? I mean, this is a robin. This is a robin egg. If I said bluebird, I made a mistake. This is a robin's egg. Beautiful blue. And this is a pigeon egg. I have pigeons in my barn, and they made an egg one year, and the eggs never hatched. So this has been they never hatched it. So I picked it up after I was up in the barn, got all cold after a year, and this is a pigeon egg. So yeah, keep your eyes open. Again, never pick up an egg if you think that the parents might be still tending to it, but if it's broken or cracked, it's okay. So I just wanted to share with you that beautiful robin's egg. Yeah. And I also wanted to share with you my nest collection. So over the years, I've always been fascinated by just bird nests and how they're constructed and how these birds can do this, make these incredible nests out of so many different materials. And for instance, this might be a warbler's nest. And take a look at the bottom. It's got birch bark on the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? This might be a warbler's nest. This one might be a goldfinch. And look at that. Can you see what's in that nest? This nest was made with feathers of another kind of bird. The bird constructed its nest with feathers. It's incredible. And this might be a sparrow nest. This one boggles my mind. It's all dried grass formed in the little shape of a cup. And this one, look at this sort of scraggledy one here. Hardly can tell it's a nest, but it is. And I have a friend named Steve, who's a bird specialist, an ornithologist, and he looked at these and told me what he thought they might be. This might be a catbird. It's hard to tell. And it's made out of such rough material, rough twigs and things. Kind of messy, huh? And then this might be a warbler. This one was really cool. I don't know if you can tell. The bottom of that nest is made out of a wasp's nest, a hornet's nest. The paper wasps. Pretty amazing. So that's part of my nest collection. I also wanted to show you this nest. So I cut the tree. This nest I got in the winter time actually, so I knew that the birds were all done with it and it was okay to take it. This nest, if you can see, is sort of suspended like a little basket, hanging. Isn't that beautiful? It's not an oriole's nest. Steve said it's a vireo's nest. I mean, look at that construction. They had to attach it. They had to wrap the pieces of grass and things around the branch. That's amazing. Just amazing. And then the last nest I want to show you, I actually just got this morning. This was in my shed. This is a much bigger nest, and it's got a lot of mud in it. So I'm thinking it might be a robin. I'm not 100% sure because there's also swallows out there, but it's got, can you see that mud? Yeah, there's the mud. So this bird constructed its nest using grass and mud and twigs and all sorts of things. So again, I only collect these nests once I'm 100% sure that the parents aren't using them. They're on the ground or it's the end of the nesting year or something like that. But it's fun to look at them and think about how these birds constructed their nests without tools, without hammers and nails and boards. They're just using their beaks and the twigs and grasses and different things. So keep your eyes open for nests. It's a really lot of fun to see them. And the first book I'm going to read to you is called Mama Built a Little Nest by Jennifer Ward. And it's about birds making nests, but it shows us that nests aren't only made in trees. They're built lots of other places. And it's pretty fascinating to see where and how birds build their nests. Mama built a little nest. So let's see. Mama built a little nest inside a sturdy trunk. She used her beak to tap, 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 the perfect place to bunk. And those are woodpeckers. And you may have seen sometimes a hole in a tree. That's where woodpeckers have their nest. Hole right in a tree. Mama built a little nest of cups so wee and snug, with walls of moss and roof of sky and silky cobweb rug. This is one of the smallest birds I know, hummingbird. They use spider webs in part to build their nests. And I meant to bring in a quarter, but you know the size of a quarter? It's about like that big. That circle where my hand is, a quarter, that's how big a hummingbird nest is. How small, I should say. Mama built a little nest. My daddy helped out too. They placed my egg upon his feet. That's where I hatched and grew. And can you see? Yeah, there's the egg right there. The daddy penguin or the mama, I think they take turns, just put it on their feet and sit huddled over it to keep it warm. Mama scraped a simple nest upon a craggy ledge. She tucked me safe within her wings until my time to fledge. A lot of birds of prey or raptors do this. They find a ledge and then they scrape out a little bit of hollow on the rock and lay their eggs there. It's pretty dangerous to me. You'd think they'd fall off, but they know how to do it. I think this is a falcon. Daddy built a little nest, and then he built another and another and another, hoping to impress my mother. Isn't that great? Look at all these nests. And this is a cactus wren. They don't live here. They live out in the desert. But he builds his nests right in the prickly pear, hoping to attract a mate. Mama built a little nest. She used her beak to sew a woven nest of silky grass, the perfect place to grow. And these are, I think, in the jungles. This is called a weaver bird. And they weave this intricate basket out of grass and things. Hangs from a branch. I'd love to see one of those. All with her beak. Mama built a little nest by digging out a burrow. It was a hoot, our little home, a safe and feathery furrow. And this is a burrowing owl, and they dig a little hole in the ground and lay their eggs there, and that's where their nest is. Mama built a little nest. She gathered twigs that float and placed them on the water to create a cozy boat. And this is a kind of duck. It's called a grebe. Look at that. It's just floating in the water. They attach it to the reeds. It's a little floating island nest. Mama built a little nest, she made it on the ground. A simple nest, not very soft, with pebbles smooth and round. And this is a shorebird. I think it's a plover. And they lay them right on the beaches, right amongst the little pebbles and sand. And it's really hard, it's really camouflaged. Can you see the eggs? Is it this one? This one? There they are, right there. So camouflaged. They look just like the pebbles. Daddy built a little nest, now don't gross out, with spit. Who would have thought that spit would make the perfect place to sit? Yeah, and this is a swallow, a cliff swallow. And they use spit, and they mix it with dirt, I think, and they make a little pocket right on the edge, a little cup right on the edge of the cliff. Mama built a sealed nest within old trees hollow. My daddy left a little hole to pass her food to swallow. So this is a hornbill. These are crazy big birds, live in the jungles, I believe. And they take a tree with a hole in it, and then they seal up that hole, so only a little teeny hole for the father bird to feed the mama bird while she sits on the eggs. And then when the eggs hatch, the mama busts through and all the babies come out. Isn't that amazing construction? Ah, I bet some of you know what kind of bird this is. That's a bald eagle. Mama built a sturdy nest by stacking twigs up high, a breezy house upon a tree, where talons blend with sky. Bald eagles are big birds, and they build big nests. These nests can be 5 to 6 feet across. That's like, if I stretch my hands out, well, I can't because I hit the book, but stretch your arms out to either side, it's bigger than that. Can you imagine constructing a nest out of twigs and branches that large? Mama built a little nest entirely out of mud. No feathery down, no soft green plants, just fuddy, muddy crud. There's this, do you know what kind of bird this is? It's a flamingo. And they just push some mud together in a little pile and lay an egg. Works. You have a nest, your very own, a place to rest your head with pillows soft and cozy thoughts. What do you think your nest might be? Your nest is called a bed. Yeah. So that is our book about nests. So, yeah. I love looking out in the forest and the fields for looking for nests. Next time you go for a walk, maybe you can see one, or even in the city. There's definitely robin's nests and swallow nests and things like that in the city. Just keep your eyes open and look, and you'll see amazing construction. Yeah. Okay, let's see. The next book that I'm going to read is kind of a silly book. It's called The Baby Beebe Bird. It's by Diane Redfield Maisie, and it's illustrated by Stephen Kellogg. And this book is such a silly book. This book is about animals in a zoo that are doing just fine until this little bird comes along called a Beebe bird. And the poor little baby bird has his time clock all mixed up. And he's awake at night and asleep during the day. And let's find out what the poor other animals at the zoo do. See what happens. See what happens. Have any of you read this book before? The Baby Beebe Bird. It's one of my favorites. Okay. The Baby Beebe Bird. The animals at the zoo had roared and growled and hissed and meowed all day long. Oompa, oompa, woo, woo, hiss, hiss, abba, 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 abba. They were very tired. It's 8 o'clock, yawned the elephant, and he settled down in his big hay bed. I've eaten 562 peanuts today. But no one heard him. They were all asleep. The zoo was very still until... Beady bobby, 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 beady bobby. What, said the elephant, is that? It's the baby bird, said the giraffe. He's new to the zoo. Can you see him up there? They're looking out of their little pen, and there's the little baby bird. Baby bird. Well, tell him to be quiet, growled the leopard. I want to sleep. Beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby. Be quiet, please, said the giraffe politely. But I can't, said the baby bird. I'm wide awake. Beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby. Quiet, roared the lion. He's wide awake, explained the giraffe. Why isn't he tired like the rest of us, moaned the bear. Beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby. Aren't you tired, asked the giraffe. No, said the baby bird. I've slept all day, and now it's time for me to sing. Oh dear, said the elephant, and I'm so sleepy. Beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby. Be quiet, shouted all the animals. We can't sleep. Beady bobby, 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 beady bobby. All night long. Well, when the sun rose in the morning on a very tired zoo, what can the matter be? Cried the keeper. The elephant's still laying down, and the lion's paws are over his eyes, and the eagle isn't screeching. Oh no, the animals must be sick. And he hurried away. Beady bobby, beady bobby, beady bobby, said the baby bird cheerfully as he settled down for his morning nap. Beady bobby. The lion whispered to the bear. I have a plan, he said. The bear nodded and whispered the plan to the others. The baby bird was asleep at last. What do you think the animals are gonna do? How are they gonna get that bird to be quiet at night? Well, Beeby Bobby, roared the lion. Beeby Bobby, trumpeted the elephant. Beeby Bobby, bellowed the bears. Beeby Bobby, sang all the animals together. Quiet, said the baby bird. Can't you see I'm trying to sleep? It's time for my nap. Beeby Bobby, yelled the hippos. Beeby Bobby, shrieked the seals. Beeby Bobby, thundered the moose and the water buffalo. Beeby Bobby, they roared. Well, the keeper came running with his arms in the air. Something's wrong, he shouted. Something's very wrong with the animals. Whatever shall I do? And he jumped up and down with alarm. Beeby Bobby, shouted all the animals all day long. And the baby bird simply couldn't sleep at all. What do you think's going to happen? It's looking like night is coming finally. Beeby Bobby, 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 Beeby Bobby. The sun went down and the moon came up. Beeby Bobby, 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 Beeby Bobby. Beeby Bobby, whispered the lion, who was too tired to roar. Beeby Bobby, sighed the bear as he closed his eyes. Beeby Bobby, mumbled the elephant half to himself. And then all was quiet. The moon shone down upon a sleeping zoo. Not an ear or a tail or a whisker moved. And high up in the linden tree, a tiny bird inside the leaf has fallen asleep. There's the little bird. Finally asleep at night. And now, every day at the zoo, you can hear beep boppy, beep boppy, beep boppy, beep boppy, beep boppy in between the lions. Roar! And the kick, and the oompa, oompa, and the roar, 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 and the hiss, and the woo, and the arr. At night there is never a sound. Nighttime is really best for sleeping, especially for very little birds. And there's the little baby bird, fast asleep, finally. Those poor animals. So, thank you for putting up with that. If you have your shaker, I think I forgot to tell you that we're going to do a shaker song today. And it's about eggs. But if you have something to shake, if you could get a shaker, we made shakers, one of my first story times, we made shakers out of these toilet paper towel tubes with beans and noodles in the inside, or a yogurt cup. Anyway, so the song that we're going to sing is called I Know a Chicken, and it goes like this. So if you have a shaker, shake it, and if you don't, you can just clap. Okay? It goes like this. Oh, I know a chicken, she laid an egg. Yeah, I know a chicken, she laid an egg. Oh my goodness, it's a shaky egg. So shake, 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 shake your egg. Shake, shake, shake it good, good, good. Shake your egg, shake it. Yeah, I know a chicken and she laid an egg. Yeah, I know a chicken and she laid an egg. Oh my goodness, it's a shaky egg. So shake your egg slow. That's the way it goes. Shake your egg slow. That's the way it goes. Don't you know? Shake it slow, slow, show. Oh, I know a chicken, she laid an egg. Yeah, I know a chicken, she laid an egg. Oh my goodness, it's a shaky egg. So shake your egg around and around. Shake your egg around and around. Round and around the town. Shake your egg around. Oh, I know a chicken, she laid an egg. I know a chicken, she laid an egg. Oh my goodness, it's a shaky egg. Yay! 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 So the last book that I want to read, I told you that in my other clip, that I wanted to start reading some books next few weeks about celebrating our differences. And because I think, like I said in my introduction, it's a really good time, I think, right now to be talking and exploring all the ways that we're different, whether it's the way we look, whether it's what we eat, what we wear, how we walk, how we talk, all sorts of things. We're different in so many ways, but inside, all of us just want to be loved and accepted for who we are. And so the next few weeks I'm going to read some of books that explore those things, and I think it's a great time to have conversations about this. The first book is called What's the Difference? Being Different is Amazing by Doyen Richards. This book has great photographs. What's the difference? Take a look at yourself. Your friends may not look like you, and that's a good thing. What's the difference if your friend has straight hair and yours is curly? All that matters is you love putting your hair inside funky hats together, and you do it in style. What's the difference if your neighbor has blue eyes and your eyes are brown? All that matters is when your eyes see ice cream, you eat it together. What's the difference if your classmate has light skin and yours is a little darker? All that matters is the artwork you create together is as colorful as possible. You see, you may not be the same on the outside as your friends, but it's what makes you different that makes you wonderful. Don't be colorblind. The sky is blue during the day and black at night. If colors could talk, they would tell different stories about what they see when it's their turn to light up the world. It's the same with your friends. Listen to their stories. Because understanding your differences will create an unbreakable bond as you do the stuff you love. So, play together, laugh together, get dirty together. Get in trouble together. And save the world together. Because when it comes to love, keep showing that there really is no difference. It's all amazing, just like you. The end. I think that's a great book. So, yeah, we're all different. We're all different, but we're all the same inside, just wanting to be loved and accepted for who we are. So it's a great thing to talk about, for sure. So I think it's time to wrap it up finally. I'd like to thank the publishers, Simon & Schuster, Macmillan Publishing, and HarperCollins for allowing us to read these books on this format. Thank you so much. I also want to say, if you want to do a little craft, this is my little bird's nest. And if you have a coffee filter at home, it's really easy to make. I just colored my coffee filter. And then I found little pieces of yarn and cloth and paper. And just like the bird's nest that we were looking at earlier, I created my own little nest. And you can put an egg inside. I'm going to put my pigeon egg in there. But if you don't have a real egg, you could maybe make an egg out of Play-Doh or something like that. And look at that. It's a nice, soft little nest. So, great. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Sorry for the hiccup that we had, but I guess we got to get used to things like that. And let's finish up with our goodbye song. Okay? See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile, give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, jellyfish, oops, there we go, see you soon, big baboon, out the door, dinosaur, take care, polar bear, wave goodbye, butterfly. So thank you so much, and I will see you next week, Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Thanks a lot, and don't forget to bring your books back. Thank you. Bye-bye.